essentially attack the border guards, set fire to things because they're preventing your crossing. This isn't a peaceful migration. These are people being used as weapons by Turkey. What's really interesting is this. This chap here is yelling at the Greek border guards on the other side. Again, you can see a sea of young men is what this is. But you can see this man here saying in English to the Greek border guards, look, we don't want to come to Greece because we know you're not going to give us any money. We want to use you as a bridge to get to Northern Europe. So they want to go to the rich Northern European states where they think they're going to be given free money.
What's up? Money! 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 What's up? Money! Money!
If they just get to Northern Europe, they'll be given free money. So as I said, they don't want to come to Greece, and they don't want to go to, like, Bulgaria. I'm not crazy to head towards Bulgaria. Why? Do you think that Bulgaria is a dangerous place? There are people there who will rob us. What do you have that's worth taking? I thought you were just desperate refugees, but again, it's mostly young men. And the way that they appear to portray, I mean, the way they just come across when they're doing interviews with them and stuff like that, is they honestly seem like just young men on an adventure. They seem to be in high spirits. Like, there are lots of them laughing and smiling and having fun, and then, you know, chucking stuff at borders and trying to bash them in. So where do they come from? Wow, this is really, really interesting, this. The countries of origin of the 252 migrants and refugees that have been detained in Greece so far, as per the Greek government, says a war reporter, whom I've never heard of, but, you know, it's a Greek name, so let's assume he's fairly close to the conflict. Pakistan 19%, Turkey 5%. Turkey? What? Don't you have right of residence in Turkey? Syria 4%, Somalia 2.6%, and then Iran, Iraq, Ethiopia, Morocco, Bangladesh, and Egypt 5% each. How are 19% of them from Pakistan? Like, what are you doing? Just come the normal way by plane. I mean, Christ. There are millions of Pakistanis. There's no moratorium on that. But anyway, there's this story going around, and I have to say I am doubtful. Now, the narrative is that the Greek authorities essentially captured these guys, beat them up a bit, stole their clothes, and then sent them back. Now, as you can see, there's no women here, no children, it's all men. Like, it's all men. And they, you know, men who essentially, again, like, they look like they're on a bit of an adventure, and this has just turned out fairly badly. But I'm a bit dubious about this, because there's definitely indication that this is a setup. It appears that this is the TRT World, which is essentially Turkey's version of Russia Today, or the BBC. Yeah, suck it, BBC. And you can see how pictures are being cropped and taken to make it look like this is happening, but I'm not sure that it is, and I can't find any reports of it from, you know, the Greek authorities or anything like that. So, but then they turn it all, which is an incredible thing, because surely she wants to open those borders. Surely it's like, come on, guys, we can do this. We have a duty to look after all these people, don't we? Of course we do. Surely we do. But no, the European Union this time has learned its lesson. There have been too many problems. As I said in the video when I was pointing out that the European Union is effectively under siege, things are becoming too difficult for them. They're losing too much money, they've got too many problems, they don't need more problems, and so they're backing them and saying that the borders should remain closed. But what's even more awesome is that the Polish Ministry of Interior has been like, well, we can send 100 border guards and 100 police officers. I heard there were Muslims coming. He didn't say it quite like that. But basically,
Kate is relaxed about immigration and the damage it does to societies. What damage? What's he talking about? I mean, it's not like teenage girls are being raped and strangled by migrants in Germany. It's not like when AfD members try to have a minute's silence in Parliament for these victims. It gets booed and heckled by leftists and Green Party members.
Die vorgesehene Redezeit widmen wir dem Gedenken an die in Wiesbaden tot aufgefundene Susanna. Sie wurde 14 Jahre alt. Aus der Erde kommst du und zur Erde wirst du werden.
Herr Seitz, haben Sie noch etwas zu sagen? Ansonsten würde ich die nächste Rednerin und den nächsten Redner aufrufen. Die SPD und ich fordere Sie auf, das Redepult zu verlassen.
It's not like this young lady, a pro-refugee activist, was abducted and murdered by a Moroccan migrant in Germany. It's not like Christian girls are being bullied, beaten and abused in schools across Germany. It's not like a head teacher in one school said the solution to this was to cover them up with a hijab. It's not like the president of Germany's Teachers Association warned that anti-Semitic attacks and ISIS beheading videos were spreading like wildfire through German schools. It's not like Angela Merkel herself admitted in 2011, quote, "We have to accept the number of crimes really high."
Aber wir müssen akzeptieren, dass die Zahl der Straftaten bei jugendlichen Migranten besonders hoch ist.
Before inviting in 2 million more migrants, including an ISIS-supporting Tunisian who tried to make a biological weapon in his own home. It's not like the meme that Germany had problems with migrant crime.
The United States will not be a migrant camp. You look at what's happening in Europe, you look at what's happening in other places, we can't allow that to happen to the United States, not on my watch.
While the media itself reported that migrant crime in Germany, specifically violent crime, was soaring. While 90% of the rise in violent crime was attributable to refugees, according to the government's own numbers. It's not like migrant crime targeting German citizens has risen 23% in a single year, according to the government's own numbers. It's not like Jews are being whipped and abused by migrants on the streets of Berlin. It's not like German police had to flee in panic when 200 migrants rioted after they tried to deport a failed asylum seeker. It's not like Germany is enforcing gender segregation to please their new inhabitants. That wouldn't be very progressive, would it?
Männer beim Schwimmen unter sich. Das gibt es in Deutschland bislang nur in wenigen Städten, wie hier in Mainz. Hier im Hallenbad in Beckum wurde das bis jetzt einmal veranstaltet und sofort hagelte es Proteste. Mustafa Shalabi hat den Antrag auf Badezeiten nur für Männer gestellt. Er ist der Vorsitzende des arabisch-deutschen Vereins in Beckum. Einige Mitglieder, sagt er, haben ein Problem damit, wenn Männer und Frauen zusammenschwimmen.
Den Antrag haben wir gestellt für unsere Neulinge, die aus arabischen Raum gekommen sind. In unserer Kultur, da schwimmen nicht die Frauen und Männer zusammen.
It's not like were kicked out of their own homes so that migrants arriving on the Aquarius ship with contagious diseases could be accommodated. That didn't happen either. It's not like migrants in Italy are barbecuing dogs because they say it's normal where they come from. It's not like a Syrian migrant stabbed his 21-year-old Swedish neighbour 130 times, then beheaded her because she made a racist remark. It's not like Germans are being told to avoid being stabbed by migrants by not letting them get too close.
Und Bürgerinnen und Bürger werden einfach sensibler sein müssen. Man muss nicht unbedingt Menschen nah an sich ranlassen.
It's not like women in Sweden are being told by police not to go out at night to avoid being raped. It's not like 1,400 underage Dutch girls are being forced into sex slavery each year by migrant background males. It's not like 93% of sex crimes in Finland committed by migrants are committed by migrants from Islamic countries. It's not like parts of Paris have been turned into a complete dump. With 400,000 illegal immigrants living in one suburb alone in tent cities surrounded by piles of trash. Places like Saint-Denis where basic law and order is... Muslim activists are literally renaming streets in France from where the first Crusades were launched. It's not like Nantes had 5 straight nights of rioting by Afghan migrants, with a petrol station, shops, a community library and a school all being set on fire. It's not like migrants in France are threatening to rape female trucks to the UK, while attempting to hijack trucks by setting up burning roadblocks. It's not like an 87-year-old French woman was brutally raped for 2 hours in Lyon by a Moroccan migrant who later tried to claim the assault was consensual. And it's not like President Macron announced that mass migration was Europe's destiny and that hundreds of millions of Africans will continue to flood into the continent for many years to come. But why does any of that? This migrant in France scaled a building to save a baby. I guess that means we should just get rid of borders and laws. Why this dude? Questions about why after an illegal immigrant from Niger beheaded a 1-year-old baby and killed her mother in Hamburg, German authorities responded by raiding the apartment of the guy who posted a video of the murder scene online. Probably best not to ask any more questions about this on talk shows, because Germany's Cultural Council wants to ban them entirely for a year because they dared discuss migrant-related problems. Rest assured though, ads like this will continue to be broadcast.
Ich auch. Ist doch hübsch. Enjoy difference, start tolerance.
Super easy. Mit Katjas. Zuerst alles ohne tierische Gelatine. Achte mal drauf.
But maybe commercials aren't enough. Maybe we need to mass drug the population to make them more accepting of migrants. Probably best not to ask why Germany's Vice-Chancellor says refugees coming to Germany are more German than actual Germans who criticize their government's migrant policy.
Now that's Nazi-like.
Und was man da machen muss, ist, man muss sie einsperren. Und um es mal ganz offen zu sagen,
Oh,
wenn es
yay!
ein Flüchtling, der hierher kommt, hat mehr mit diesem Land zu tun als diese Leute.
Probably best not to make any more YouTube videos about Germany's migrant problem because they get banned in Germany. Probably best not to wave German flags because it upsets Angela Merkel. Probably best not to ask why Christian refugees are returning to Syria because they're shocked at the number of Muslim migrants in Europe who have embraced ISIS.
Die IGs überfahren. Weiter bis nach Österreich, da wollte er bleiben.